So people always ask me, hey, that's out of my budget. I don't have that type of money to make some cinematic looking videos. Well, in this video, I shall be bringing something that everybody has, and that is your smartphone. And I am using not the newest one, but this is actually the S9. It's not even the flagship, it is a 2-year-old phone, but it shoots video, and most people forget that. So in this video, I will be using my one and only phone and showing you guys what I can actually do with this and how you can follow along and do the exact same things at home so you can get the best video with your smartphone. So now you really don't have an excuse when it comes to filming videos. So let's go. Okay guys, so part one on how you make good looking videos with your phone is you want to go into your camera settings, and then I have an Android, some people have Apple, but I'm pretty sure on the Apple there's some equivalent of that. If not, you're straight out of luck. But luckily I have an Android, so I'm going to go into my Pro video mode. And that, it lets me control all my camera settings if it was an actual camera, which is really cool. So right now I'll be shooting in 4K, as you can see here. Most people don't know your phone can actually film in 4K now. So everyone has their own 4K camera. So I'm going to be shooting in a little bit more cinematic, so I'll be 4K 60 frames, meaning I can do it in slow motion. And I'll be changing my shutter to 1 over, so 60 frames, you want to times it by 2, so 1 over 125. And it is a little bit overblown, so I might change my aperture to 2.4, might crank up my shutter a bit to 1 over 250. Yes, isn't ideal, but I'd rather get better exposure than actual like smoothness. ISO at 50. And it's all about getting the proper settings in your camera. So if I crank my ISO all the way up to 800, it's going to look really bad. So my ISO is all the way at 50, so you get the crispiest video. White balance is on autofocus as well. And we'll talk into the next part after you get your settings, is you want to worry about your framing. So framing, I make sure that I have my grid lines. So if you ever take videos or photos, grid lines will help you. It'll help you how you position your person in the middle or whatever you're taking pictures of, so you know how to center your videos. So as you can see now, I turned it off so there's no grid. You want to go back to more, Pro Video, gear icon, and you want grid lines on. And grid lines are essentially those 3 lines which create each one of those boxes in your phone. So now you want to position wherever your subject is, in the middle, to the left, in the rule of the thirds, or in the right, and it's all about framing. And the last tip of how you get more cinematic looking videos is you can sort of cheat, like I am right now. I'm using a gimbal, which creates more steady movement, and I'm also using my Manfrotto tripod for my phone adapter. Link in the description if you want to check that out. And this will give me smoother motion. And I'm going to put this on here and treat it as it was a own 4K camera. So I'm going to put some of this to the shots, and every shot that y'all gonna see is with my phone. So let's do this. So that, guys, was how if I was forced to use a phone, is how I would do cinematic or professional looking videos if all I had was just my phone. So like I said, step one is making sure you have your right camera settings. So I was shooting everything in 1/50. I tried to, but because it was bright outside, and one of the things of having really bright lights and not having an ND filter is I have to crank up my shutter. Ideally, I would have it, if I'm shooting in 60 frames, 1/20, 1/120 in terms of shutter speed, but I did have to film at 1/250, so a little bit choppy, but I made best with it. And I also made sure to lower down my ISO as possible as I could go with my phone. As you can see here, some of these shots, and auto white balance. And tip two, when it comes to making more cinematic videos with your phone, is making sure that you have your proper framing. So making sure that it's not all wompy, it's making sure your subject is in the middle, and making sure you turn on your grid lines. And if you're wondering, I was using my Manfrotto phone attachment. Link is in the description if you want to check this guy out. It allows me to put my phone on my gimbal. It has a 3.5mm thread here, your normal tripod thread, right here. So you can put any phone on it, or you can get some other brands. Link in the description, you can check that out. And I used my AK2000, which is my budget-friendly gimbal if you want to make more cinematic movements. It's all about making less shake means more professional-looking gimbal shots with a phone. And of course, you can use something like the DJI equivalent of like an Osmo or whatever that they use. Stabilizers will make your videos more cinematic. If you want to check out the first part of this video where I teach you how to have the best settings and how you record even with your phone in this day and age, check that out. As well as check my other how you make more cinematic videos with your gimbal movements, 3 gimbal moves that you should know. Also check out that video. And last but not least, when it comes to shooting with your phone, make sure and pay attention to the weather, guys. So making sure that it is not too sunny so you won't have to have overexposed videos, as well as not too dark, because most phones, your sensor size of your phone is like, think of it of a penny to a $2, right? Or wait, what? Think of it a penny to $1. Sorry, my Canadian brain. And it's about, the bigger the sensor size, the more likely it is to do better in low light, which is why full frame is always the most best. But because of the phone, you gotta use what you got. So make sure it's overcast. And that's how I filmed my cinematic videos. Shout outs to my friend Jamie for being in the video voluntarily. And if you watched all the way to the end, and I wanted to prove to you guys that, yes, you want to use your phone. And if my videos, not in a cocky sense, but if my videos look better than yours and you're investing $3,000 plus, then you might want to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because it doesn't matter what camera that you put in front of me, as long as I apply the same things, my framing, my composition, my movement, my right camera settings, and knowing how I understand movement and directing my talent, then I can make anything, even a potato, look pretty decent. Right? So that was my video. 50% of this video is filmed on my Galaxy S9 Android, and you can probably use the same type of effects and quality when it comes to your iPhone. iPhones even shoot 4K 60 now, right? That is pretty amazing for something in your pocket. And my name's Peter. Check out all my resources, link in the description, check that out. And you already know, smash that thumbs up button, hit that notification bell, subscribe for future videos, and we all start with nothing. But you can always create something. Cheers, guys.